And you don't start an online business and make 6 figures selling digital products on the internet by shouting "come and buy." You don't start an online business selling digital products on the internet by posting product links in comment sections or under people's posts. But you can start an online business and make money selling digital products with this new 4-step slippery slide selling process. Now, this whole selling process made me my first dollars on the internet, and you can use the same strategies if only you can apply them. We use a case study, so pay attention, my friend. I don't want you to miss this. Now, you want to sell a product that teaches a person in video formats to relocate from Nigeria to Canada without delay or visa rejections or agent issues. Now, that's a digital product. Before the first thing you must know is the big idea behind the selling process, and that is to always increase what your customer is aware of as it relates to their solution. Now, you'll see how we do this as we go on. So, first step, you get a traffic source. A video post on TikTok, a post on LinkedIn, an advertisement on Facebook or Google, or whatever internet means you have for a lot of people to see the product, which is the Canada relocation training you're offering them, and how it helps them with your solution, which is to travel to Canada, of course, without stress and rejections. Still following, yes? Now, the purpose of this first stage from your traffic source is not to sell your product. It is to sell an action, a click on a button, to get them to take the next action. So what do? You call out a problem they face with relocating to Canada. You talk about that problem a little more. Then you get a solution to that problem towards one action. How? This leads me to my second stage of the selling process, which is the free solution. After calling out the problem, you give a free solution that moves them from point A of their problem to point B of their solution. The free solution can come in the form of a free PDF you can give them on WhatsApp, a free class you can hold on Zoom, a free video you can give them from YouTube, something free. And the people interested would want to take your action from the traffic source easily, because now it is free. There is nothing to lose. But know this, to make the selling process even more attractive, you must give them something for free that actually solves their problem from point A of their problem to point B of their solution. Remember, the purpose of the whole selling process is to increase what your prospects are aware of. You need to make sure you increase their awareness in your free material and actually solve a problem for them. Now, from our Canada relocation case study, how do you increase their awareness and solve a problem from your free material? The customer wants to travel out of Nigeria to Canada easily. The customer needs to be aware of things like, number one, the ways to relocate to Canada with just maybe the WAEC degree, the bachelor's degree, or the work route. Now, is it possible? What are the options? The customer needs to be aware of the cheapest ways through the work or degree route to relocate to Canada. The customer also needs to be aware of the first step to getting started following the work or degree route to relocate. Can you see this kind of information? Information like this is important to them, and this is what you now put in your free material. Still following? Now they easily click a button to get your solution because it is free and it may solve a problem which is important to them. Can you now see how we're increasing the awareness of your customer? Now they know the options they have to relocate when it comes to relocating. They know the cheapest ways to relocate when it comes to relocating. They know their first step. The information from your free solution has solved some of their problems and increased their awareness level from point A of their problem to B and to C of their solution. And we say, Bryan, how do I make money from giving out free materials? Relax, my money friend, relax. The purpose of this free material now is to sell the product that takes them from C to D, which is the most pressing solution they desire, which is to relocate to Canada from Nigeria without delay. Excuse me. Oh yes, now you have successfully increased the awareness level of your customer. They know the pieces of information enough for them to make a buying decision with. What do you now do next? You introduce your product as the car that takes them from point C to point D of their most pressing solution, which is to actually relocate to Canada from Nigeria. And this is when you ask them to buy your Canada relocation product, and it will be easier to buy your product. Why? Because number one, you kept your word when you offered a free solution, and number two, you have increased what they are aware of by answering most of the questions that bother them. And guess what? Now they trust you more. Now, after you introduce your product, some may buy your Canada relocation training immediately, some may not. That depends on how convinced your customers are. This then brings us to the third stage of the selling process, which is the nurture and the follow-up stage. Now in here, you follow up with some stories, with some proof, with some testimonials from other people that have used the Canada relocation training to relocate to Canada. And what does this do? This convinces a great number of your customers that are still sitting on the fence, and it moves us to the last stage, which is the sell stage. Now here, a good number of your customers are now 90% convinced. So they ask a few more questions, they bring in some objections just to be extra certain. Now you listen, you answer their questions, you clear their objections. Why? Because you have a good knowledge about your product. And that is it. In the end, all your customers will not buy your product. That is one thing you must know, but a good number would, and that is fine. So move on, repeat the selling process, and keep getting better at it. Now, this whole selling process may be my first dollars on the internet, and you can use the same strategies if only you can apply them. Again, hit the follow button so you don't miss even more deep contents like this. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments and I'll reply as soon as I can. If you'd like us to have, talk more about starting an online business with high income skills, selling digital products on the internet, click on the link and let's get you winning, my friend. Cheers.